He's one of the most famous and recognizable actors on Earth. The crazy thing is that Tom Cruise never planned on becoming an actor. But when a knee injury forced this former jock off his high school wrestling team, he soon developed an interest in acting. Soon thereafter, Cruise won the lead role in his school's rendition of Guys and Dolls, and that was just the beginning of one of the most celebrated acting careers in history. Through the years, Cruise has starred in more than a few blockbuster films, but which ones are his best? Here are the top 10 Tom Cruise movies of all time. Number 10. Mission Impossible Fallout. The first Mission Impossible movie starring Cruise was released way back in 1996. The movie was so successful that there have since been 5 sequels, and every single one of these movies has grossed 9 figures. And on top of it, Dead Reckoning, which will be the 7th installment, is slated to be released in 2023. So of course we had to include at least one of these box office blockbusters, and we're picking Fallout, which was released in 2018 and directed by Christopher McQuarrie. In this wild and fast-paced action thriller, Ethan Hunt must prevent an unprecedented global nuclear catastrophe. In addition to Cruise, Fallout stars Ving Rhames, Henry Cavill, Simon Pegg, Rebecca Ferguson, and Angela Bassett. Fallout combines a tightly woven script and cutting-edge special effects with superb acting. If you're only going to see one movie in the Mission Impossible series, then Fallout would have to be the one. Number 9. War of the Worlds. Released in 2005 and directed by Steven Spielberg, War of the Worlds is a sci-fi action thriller where Cruise must defend his family from aliens. This movie had all the makings of being a smash hit, and with Spielberg and Cruise involved, it's no surprise that it achieved massive success, grossing over $600 million worldwide. Cruise stars as Ray Ferrier, a divorced longshoreman who works as a crane operator in Brooklyn. Ray has a strained relationship with his children Robbie and Rachel, but that quickly takes a back seat when catastrophic and unprecedented events begin to strike Earth. Ferrier must get his kids to Boston against all odds, as the Earth and civilization are literally coming apart at the seams. The supporting cast includes Dakota Fanning, Miranda Otto, and Tim Robbins. Morgan Freeman also lends his trademark voice as the movie's narrator. War of the Worlds does fizzle a little bit on the back end, but it's still more than worthy of a watch. Number 8. A Few Good Men. Released in 1992 and directed by Rob Reiner, A Few Good Men is a legal action drama that solidified Cruise as one of the most versatile and dynamic actors in Hollywood. The movie centers around the mysterious death of a Marine in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. 2 Marines are subsequently court-martialed and accused of the murder. Cruise stars as Lieutenant Daniel Kaffee, the attorney who was appointed to defend the 2 Marines, as he wrestles with the best way to uncover the truth about what happened. A Few Good Men co-stars Demi Moore, in addition to a great supporting cast that includes Jack Nicholson, Kiefer Sutherland, and Kevin Bacon. This movie has one of the most famous snippets of dialogue in modern film, and although it's light on action, it still manages to keep you engaged. Number 7. The Color of Money. One of Cruise's forgotten best movies. The Color of Money is a sports action movie released in 1986 and directed by Martin Scorsese. The film centers on the relationship between Edward, Fast Eddie Felson, who is played by Paul Newman, and Vincent Lauria, who is played by Cruise. Newman stars as a retired pool hustler, and Cruise plays a young and cocky hotshot who still has a lot to learn when Fast Eddie first lays eyes on him. Felson convinces Lauria to leave his job and take his talent on the road for a world-class education in the art of pool hustling. And that's where the fun really begins. The Color of Money is a classic that every Tom Cruise fan needs to see. Paul Atancio of The Washington Post began his lengthy review with the following: "From the first frames of The Color of Money, you feel, almost physically, the presence of a man singularly obsessed with the romance of movies." In this movie, Martin Scorsese enters a new period in an already extraordinary career. It would be hard to exaggerate the complex pleasure and wonderment that The Color of Money conveys. Number 6. Cocktail. Released 2 years after The Color of Money in 1988, Cocktail is a romantic comedy and drama movie directed by Roger Donaldson. Cruise stars as Brian Flanagan, an ambitious New York City business student who begins bartending to make some extra money to pay for school. But Flanagan has no idea of where this side hustle will take him, as he soon finds himself in Jamaica, falling in love with a character who is played by Elizabeth Shue. The movie also stars Brian Brown in a solid supporting role. Cocktail is a fun, easy-to-watch movie that has some good plot twists that make this one interesting and compelling enough to keep you interested until the very end. This is another 80s classic that every Tom Cruise fan is sure to enjoy. Number 5. Jerry Maguire. Released in 1996, Jerry Maguire is a sports and action romantic comedy movie directed by Cameron Crowe. Cruise stars as sports agent Jerry Maguire in one of his most famous and memorable career performances. After Maguire finds himself suddenly let go from his big and successful agency, he is forced to go out on his own, where he finds himself only able to retain one of his old clients, a wide receiver for the Arizona Cardinals who is played by Cuba Gooding Jr. These two characters unexpectedly join together in this compelling but challenge-filled next stage of their careers. This movie also tells the story of Maguire's love life, including his relationship with a single mom who is played by Renee Zellweger. The supporting cast includes Jay Moore, Jerry O'Connell, and Regina King. Jerry Maguire was a complete winner of a film, both commercially and critically. The film grossed over $270 million on a budget of $50 million, and it was nominated for 5 Academy Awards as well as 3 Golden Globes. Jerry Maguire also has to be one of the most quotable movies in history, including You Had Me at Hello, as well as its most well-known trademark quote, "Show me the money." Number 4. Risky Business. Released in 1983 and directed by Paul Brickman, Risky Business is a teen comedy and drama movie that was Tom Cruise's first official bona fide hit and the movie that made him into a Hollywood star. Cruise plays Joel Peterson, the high school senior who decides to open up a brothel while his parents are on vacation. Cruise's spellbinding performance and the edgy premise of the film succeeded beyond all expectations, grossing $63 million on a $6 million budget. Rebecca De Mornay co-stars as Lana, a sultry and seductive, money-minded escort. The on-screen chemistry between these two is off the charts. So much so that Roger Ebert called Risky Business one of the smartest, funniest, and most perceptive satires in a long time. Risky Business is a well-done comedy in its purest form, as we can't help but laugh at the crazy and awkward situations Joel Peterson puts himself in. Number 3. Top Gun. Released in 1986 and directed by Tony Scott, Top Gun is the iconic action movie that rocketed Cruise's career into the stratosphere, making him larger than life and an international phenomenon. On a budget of $15 million, Top Gun grossed over $350 million and was 1986's highest-grossing movie. Cruise stars as Lieutenant Pete Mitchell, the charismatic but often reckless wildcard naval aviator who, along with his co-pilot Goose, is selected to attend Top Gun, the legendary Naval Fighter Weapons School at Naval Air Station in Miramar, California. The supporting cast of this one is also loaded with talent, including Val Kilmer, Kelly McGillis, Anthony Edwards, and Tom Skerritt. Top Gun delivers everything that we go to the movies for, including non-stop action, drama, and even romance. The movie also includes a timeless soundtrack featuring the songs Take My Breath Away and Danger Zone. Number 2. The Last Samurai. Released in 2003 and directed by Edward Zwick, The Last Samurai is an epic period action drama film and undoubtedly Cruise's most underrated movie. The year is 1876, and Cruise stars as Nathan Algren, a former U.S. Army captain who is traumatized by the atrocities that took place during the American Indian Wars. Algren is approached by his former Army commander with a proposition to train the new Imperial Japanese Army in order to fend off a samurai-led rebellion against Japan's new emperor. This leads Algren on a perilous adventure during one of the most fascinating and transformative time periods in history, and it's an adventure that will definitely transform Algren's life. In a subsequent battle against these deadly samurai warriors, Algren is captured, and he finds himself now immersed in the enemy's world and way of life. Complete with many new and unexpected tests and challenges, The Last Samurai was another Cruise box office blockbuster, grossing over $450 million. This movie was also nominated for a variety of well-deserved awards, including 4 Oscars and 3 Golden Globes. From the meticulously on-point production details to the music from the legendary Hans Zimmer, The Last Samurai is a true piece of art in cinematic form. Number 1. Top Gun: Maverick. Released in 2022, this long-awaited sequel was 35 years in the making, and the phenomenal Top Gun follow-up manages to eclipse the original installment. Director Joseph Kosinski and producer Jerry Bruckheimer joined forces to create an epic, adrenaline-filled movie that has already firmly established itself as one of the greatest action films of all time. In fact, Maverick has been so incredibly well received that this movie has already grossed close to $1.5 billion, and it has become the highest grossing movie of 2022 and Tom Cruise's career. Maverick is everything a Top Gun fan could ask for, and much more. We agree with Axel Metz of Tech Radar, who in his review wrote, "In a little over 2 hours, Cruise, Bruckheimer, and Kosinski managed to deliver a film that both pays homage to Top Gun's legacy and breaks new ground for modern filmmaking." The nostalgia in this movie is off the charts, as viewers are sentimentally transported back in time. But that is just the beginning of what makes Maverick so magical. This is because the plot of Maverick is better than the original, with Cruise appointed as the lead instructor at Top Gun to train a new class to complete a critically important yet extremely dangerous covert special mission that will be close to impossible to complete. Maverick presents us with unprecedented aerial action sequences, as well as plot twist after plot twist, keeping us glued to the screen until the satisfying culmination of this wildly entertaining film that we believe is without a doubt the best Tom Cruise movie of all time. What do you think of our rankings? Do you agree? Disagree? Did we miss any? Make sure to post your personal Tom Cruise top 10 in the comments below. And if you like Tom Cruise, then chances are you can appreciate a good Mel Gibson movie. But which ones are worth watching? Click the image appearing on your screen right now, and you'll discover the 10 best Mel Gibson movies of all time. Some of these are sure to surprise you. Go ahead and click it right now and see for yourself.